Welcome in to the channel Tennessee Podcast. It is November the 16th, 2025. Boo begone. Boo Carter is out at the University of Tennessee. He blames it on injury. I call BS. But Boo Carter is out. Florida is on deck. 7:30 p.m. kickoff in the swamp. We'll get our thoughts on that. Is this a must-win for this fan base to keep their sanity? We'll talk about that. And the state of college football. We'll go around the horn with that too as well. Let's talk, my friends. Let's talk. But before we get to talking, this podcast is brought to you by Southern Turf. It's turf time in Tennessee. Give my buddy Scott from Southern Turf a call for a free quote on your artificial turf needs, ranging from backyard to football fields to putting greens and more. Scott has a solution at an affordable price compared to his competitors. Give him a call at 704-960-2651. That is Scott with Southern Turf. Let's talk, my friends. We got a lot of topics to get through here, to run through here. Let's talk about Boo Be Gone. Let's just dive into Boo being gone. It was really weird because I got the news when I was cleaning a surface in my floor this afternoon with Goo Be Gone. I just thought about Boo Be Gone. I know, corny, but here we are. Boo is gone. He is out. In articles and interviews and tweets are saying this is because of injury. Because of injury, I call bullshit. So, what are your thoughts on that, Alston? What you got?
Man, I just didn't see it coming. I'll be honest. Really, no one could have. I mean, I'm shocked. I'm shocked. No, obviously, everyone knew this probably in, I don't know, August, and yet we let him play anyways. We talked about the situation because there was Boo Watch for a little while. He disappeared off planet Earth, was on plane rides. We didn't know where he was. He wasn't showing up to practice. He wasn't going to workouts. He wasn't doing really anything you got to do to be a part of a football team. And yet he still was allowed back on the roster. They said, okay, do these things, earn your way back. He did about, he started them. He didn't finish any of them. He played, I guess, this season. I hear he had a couple of returns that were interesting. He had a couple almost fumbles. He had a big hit against Mississippi State. He played half-ass coverage against Georgia, Kentucky, everyone. And then he has had some injuries. Didn't play. Didn't they gave him the shot to come to the game and stand on the sidelines against New Mexico State, but he was a no-show for that, just like he was a no-show for about half the things here. And so he's off team, and that's the last I really want to hear about him. His mom had a lot to say in his time here.
Oh, his mom had a lot to say? You don't say.
Mainly, well, I mean, you couldn't understand half of it, but most of it, the gist was we're gone, and this was pretty much the entire year she was saying that. And there's a lot of stories of him saying the same thing. And, I don't envy anyone in this situation. I will say, there are no winners in this situation. There are not any. This is a loss on everyone's end. And for his sake, honestly, I don't think I don't have any proof that he's truly a bad guy. I think he just needs to get his life on track. And, I sit my mother down and tell her to get the bleep out of my business. Just stop everything you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
To my mother. Mm-hmm. And then I get myself on track in the locker room, get my career going in the right direction. If you can find a good spot on another team.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna go back to the beginning of the season. I'm gonna go back to the very beginning when the whole Nico crap was going on, and his parents were getting in the way, and Josh Hubbell basically said, just take a hike, get out of here. Like, we're not doing this BS. And then the whole Boo thing started happening too. And I'm going to side with Heupel on this. And I'm going to give him. You couldn't have cut. Imagine what the fan base would have done if he told Boo Carter to walk too as well. Like if he was to say like, "Hey, Boo, get out of here," right after Nico, this fan base would have melted to the ground because you only see what the media tells you. You don't see what happens actually behind the scenes and what's actually going on. You only see what you're being told from Twitter, from social media. You don't know the backstory. You don't know really much at all until the final story comes out. And I guarantee you this week, you're going to hear a lot of stories come out of what was actually going on behind the scenes. But kudos to Hypo at the beginning of the year when the whole Nico thing came, and he was like, you know what, we're not dealing with this. And then Boo came along, and his parents, and Boo's parents screwed his career up, I think, more than Nico's parents did. And
I
it's
don't know.
like it's I don't know, but what I'm saying here is like Hypo had two options. He told Nico to go because his parents were nutbags. And then he gave Boo Carter one more shot, and it didn't work. And they said, before the New Mexico State game, bye, basically bye, goodbye, get out. And so it's just his parents are so dumb. I'm just going to say it. I don't care. You're off our team. They're dumb. They're stupid people that say stupid things, and then it screws their whole son's career up. Like
Okay,
it's dumb.
I
It's
will
dumb.
say it's a lot on his end too, from what I understand. And
Oh,
they
no,
raised him.
100%.
They raised him.
Yeah.
I will say it's way more okay. If you're comparing the Nico situation and the Boo situation, I got to put more blame on the parents in the Nico situation because I truly think Nico, if it was up to him, he would have probably stayed at UT. I think that if that was his call, he would have stayed at UT, and he really wasn't that toxic of a guy. He was mainly just quiet, if anything, and kept to himself. And his family kind of just like surrounded him at all times and kind of made every call for him. But I think Boo has like a part of him that's very much has a lot of bad ideas, and his family kind of fed into that, and they helped that push forward. And if you have like some bad attitude problems and your guy makes bad decisions and then you go to a place but you're away from your family, you kind of get a shot to be better. You're away from that. You're not pushed forward towards that by those bad influences. But his family kind of brought him down, I feel like, and
Yeah.
didn't power him forward in any type of way. I think, I mean, it's just what thinking are they putting into that? Like to put all his business out there. Like, do you
It's
see
so
any other
weird.
people doing this? Do you
It's
see
so odd.
anybody doing this outside? I mean, there's nothing I've seen ever like this. It
It
don't do it's basically the. I mean, he makes baby Gronk's life look private. Um,
well, no, it's true. It's like there is too there with all this social media now and everything around you to where you can publicly have an opinion and everyone can see it. Like he was a problem. Like we've talked to many players. We've been around many players that say that he's a problem. He's been a problem. They don't like him. They haven't liked him. It's just he's all about him, and his parents are not doing him any favors, and you see it all over social media now. Their parents are like posting out medical records, dude. He's not quitting because he got an injury. He's quitting because you're dumbass. He's quitting because
uh,
y'all are dumb as hell. You're a bunch of
and
dumbasses who think that you are owed everything. When Boo's freshman season, he was really good, and then you stuck your nose in it, and just goodbye. Like, and real quick, also before we continue, uh, I think this has a lot to do with the defensive issues this season because it was a cancer in the locker room. It's like, oh, is he going to play? He's not going to play, and like, who do you play? And so, like, I'm not going to sit here and defend Tim Banks because the play calling has been awful. But at the same time, you have to look at it from another like perspective of this idiot over here that has caused cancer in this locker room, that has caused all these things that have to deal with the defense. It screws you up. And not mentioning you have McCoy and Ricky Gibson out. Like it's like you can't do that.
I
So
will
bye.
I will defend Tim Banks here a little bit, which I haven't been doing much this year, but I do, from what I understand, is that Willie and Tim Banks wanted him kicked off the team, and it
Yep.
was mainly Heupel's call to keep him on, and I think the players also wanted him kicked off the team.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone outside of Heupel really was down for kicking him off, and I do think that perception of and I mean and depth. I mean, we secondary. We already
Mm-hmm.
knew McCoy was coming back slow. Gibson was kind of dealing with something before the pec tear against Syracuse. Um, so we already knew secondary health was definitely a concern depth wise. And I do think perception played a role. I do think I just kicked Nico off. But I will say, if you feel within you that this guy should be kicked off, if everyone in the squad feels like this guy should be kicked off the team, and you're hypel, uh, I get the perspective of this is a bad look. The fan base is really going to be up in arms about this, blah blah blah. But it's kind of a weak move to keep him on, regardless.
It's not though, because what you just said and what I said earlier, Hypo, like you could not. Hypo kept him because one, what you just said, depth. He needed depth, and he probably thought, I don't know this, but if I'm a coach, this is my thought process of I can keep him here, I can work with him, I can talk him into being better, and and you can do all you can do to try to make that happen. But then when it doesn't happen, it just turns sour and bad. And at the beginning of the season, you can't kick Nico off and Boo Carter at the same time because his fan base would have absolutely lost their shit, and they would have. They would have lost
But
it.
if if the coaches who cover that position though are saying this guy needs to be kicked off, I don't know. That
Yeah.
makes me. I think he
Uh,
should have kicked him off personally. I because I if
okay, so
I think
you
Kirby
say that,
Smart
but you
kicks
would
him
have
off
lost your
team.
mind. You would have lost your
Yeah, I
mind,
would
though,
have, but
Austin.
that's
You would have
not
lost your
that's not
shit.
that is not Josh Heupel's problem.
But you would have lost your mind. You'd have been like, "Why the
Yeah,
hell? Oh my god!" Like you would have lost your
I
mind.
didn't know every detail. I actually think I wouldn't have been that crazy about it because I did understand the
No, yes,
situation a
you
little
would
better.
have. Yes, you would
I
have.
I as a fan, I wanted to believe we can make it work. I did, but I knew how toxic that situation was,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, the kid's got a lot of talent. He does. He does. There's a lot of pluses to Boot Carter. Unfortunately, I'd say the negatives definitely outweigh the positives. And
Mm-hmm.
it sucks. It sucks. I mean, this is a big time in-state recruit. You don't want
Mm-hmm.
you don't want guys to get the perception of like, oh, you come here, your career gets derailed or something,
No, that's
But
not it.
no, I
Because
don't
you
think
could
so
literally
either.
see in like you could see in actual time this playing out with his parents, his psychopath parents. They're psychos, and they're dumb as hell. And Michael Matthews comments, I was at the Kentucky game and I watched Boo Carter on the sidelines, and he had no intentions of standing with his teammates and had his helmet off, uh, way on his head, just no interaction with teammates at all. And like I said, like kind of what Michael just said, well, I've talked to teammates, we've talked to players, and they have felt the same way. Multiple fights, multiple altercations, and it's when you have multiple altercations with multiple people, it's not the other people, it's you. It's you. You're the problem. And I think it was hard for him to understand that because like you are the freaking problem. Your parents are the freaking problem. You can't get out of your own way. You can't. They're trying to be. I'm gonna bring this back up. Volunteer 84. They were trying to play the victim. They were. We were trying to play the victim. You ain't the victim. You just sound dumb. You're not. You're not a victim. There's no one else on his team like sitting here like, oh my god, this is a terrible place. No, you're the only ones. Like even Nigo's parents were like it was a terrible place. They were just like, oh, we want more money. We're greedy.
Do you think Boot Carter's situation is the exact same if this was college football, 15 years ago? No
Yes.
NIL. I don't know.
Oh no, no. Okay, oh, sorry, I missed answer before you. No, it's not. No, it's not the same.
Yeah, I agree that,
It's not even close.
I a wise man once said, whatever It was Clay Travis. But um
Wise man.
yeah, okay. um, well, I do agree with this quote he had. He actually has a few gems in there. But whatever you are, more money will make you more of that. So if you are a prick, just a guy who makes bad decisions, and then you're given a lot of money, it's probably not. You're just gonna do more. You're gonna make more bad decisions, and
Mhm.
they're gonna be bigger and bigger,
Mhm.
and like hopping on a freaking plane, in the middle of fall camp. I mean that kid. I'm happy. I'm happy he's off the team. I think that maybe I don't know. Maybe 1% of me is like, maybe this is gonna rally the team a little bit for that Florida game. I don't know. Probably not. Probably
No,
has
no,
more
no.
than
Okay, so I've had that thought too, and it's when you get that cancer out of a place, it's a breath of fresh air. It relieves you a little bit. It's like when a team makes a coaching change. The next game they play really well. They play different. They play loose. They play, and I'm going to agree with you right there, Austin, because this could help Tennessee at Florida because of, like I said, is he going to play? Is he not going to play? How do we game plan? How do we do this? How do we do that? Like when you're trying to coach that, it's very annoying. And as a player, it's even more annoying. Like if you've ever had like played on an organized sporting like on a team that's an organized sport, when you have someone you don't like, you don't care. But when you play with people you like, you care way more about winning. You do.
this is a little bit of weird comparison, but you and me work Monday through Friday, our 9 to 5 jobs.
Uh-huh.
We work at the same place,
Yeah.
and we had a boss get fired. What was it? Like 6 or 7 months ago,
Yeah.
and I felt like right after that happened, every because he was very much a toxic person,
Toxic.
and it just kind of once that was gone, that like black cloud was lifted from you. Just
Hmm.
things went smoother. Everything you're everyone was in a better mood, and people just operated better.
It's
I
a
felt
great.
like,
That's a great example. A
and I
boss. He was one of the leaders, quote unquote, a leader on the defense. So that's not a
oh,
dumb example. That's a pretty good analogy there.
yeah, in that I could feel like that could be like a similar situation. And I mean, who knows? It's the swamp. I don't know how much that carries over. It's a man, that's a weird game, man. This is a weird game we're going into. You got Tennessee just kind of we've been all right, I'll be honest. Offense the past 2 weeks the past two games, probably the worst they've looked all year on offense. That's fair to say. Um,
Yes. Um, no, I agree. But real quick before we move forward, uh, I'm real curious this weekend to see what this team looks like now
yeah.
that this loser is off the team. And I'm using harsh words. I don't care. Loser. I'm curious to see what this looks like. So I feel better now that Boo is off this team, going and heading into the swamp, especially for this defense because I feel like it could make a difference. I honestly do. So you're kind of right there. But go ahead.
It's funny how we were frustrated at the start of the and you can jump on me for this jump of the 24 season. We were frustrated. Why is Will Brooks starting over Boo Carter? Why? He's walk on. And now at the end of the Boo Carter era, you're just sitting here like, man, that guy couldn't carry Will Brooks jockstrap. I
Yeah,
would give anything
yeah.
for like one game of Will Brooks versus the entire season of Boo Carter this year. Oh man, it was. I will not. I remember the Georgia game, and it felt like he was like jogging and lazy on every single play, and I was just I was texting everyone. I was following Danny White's rule. I was texting all my buddies how much I hated this son of a bitch. It's like this guy doesn't try. This guy hates the team. Why is he here? I think he should be kicked off earlier. Definitely after that game. But it's what it is. It's over now. Hopefully that could catapult you a little bit and
Yeah.
into a win in the swamp for the first time since 2003.
Yeah. So let's dive into that. Let's dive into the swamp. Let's talk about that because we're gonna get a look around college football here in a little bit after we get through some of these little topics about Florida. But Florida went into Ole Miss, kept it close for a while, lost by 10, 34-24. But you're watching that game and you're watching our game from this past weekend against a team that, let's be honest, that Tennessee should have just absolutely mauled and rolled over and absolutely butchered them in every aspect of that game. They should have moved the ball at will. They should have not had any struggles. And then you watch Florida and you're like, wow, that they're playing Ole Miss really tough. And that worries you. That really does worry you. And Blake Garner comments and says, my concern against Florida is Joey is throwing up balls at like street ball play. He has had some of those balls, but he has also had moments, and like yesterday's game when he was like about to get tackled and he threw it sidearm to the guy and made a completion for an incredible play. So we said it throughout the whole entire year. Joey Aguilar is going to have plays that wow you and have plays that have you scratching your head. That's just the player he is. But yes, I mean I do agree with that, Blake, because he does need to be a little bit smarter. But at the same time, he's been fine, man. It's the
Yeah,
defense that's the biggest concern for me.
I will
We
say
can score,
these last two games have been his worst performances. I will say, like it's been. I don't know. I'm not trying to say the book is out or nothing, but I do think defenses have adjusted a little bit to what he's bringing, and they're realizing pressure really affects him, and
Mhm.
I think it has because a lot of those bonehead interceptions have been when they pressure him a lot, and it's not a it's not a grand realization like pressure makes quarterback worse. Oh, well, you never seen this one before.
Yeah.
More great studies from the University of
Mhm.
Dumbasses. Um, um but yeah, it's it's what it is. I think he can I do think he can play definitely good enough to beat Florida though.
Yeah, he
I
can.
mean, how how did Florida go from getting skull drugged by like Kentucky Wildcats to having Ole Miss on the brink? I know that is college football in 2025 right now. It just feels like there's a lot of wow, that
Mhm.
team looks like crap. Oh, they're beating the hell out of someone. Oh, that team looks like crap. Oh, they're beating the hell out of someone. It's a any given Saturday kind of sport. You could say it's like the NFL, but I honestly think it's more extreme than the NFL because like in the NFL, I feel like your bottom tier performance is never that low. I feel like it's like, oh, you lost 35-20, That's the worst you're gonna look or something in the
Yeah.
NFL.
Yeah.
But the worst in college is like, we lost by 50, but we
Yeah.
beat Alabama next week. The week after. Like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah. And man, this is one of the worst Florida teams I've ever seen in my lifetime.
Sometimes.
No, my life. This is the worst, 100% the worst Florida Gator team in the history of my lifetime.
You
I was
can't
born.
you can't beat Georgia Southern crap in your pants.
What are you talking about? I said this.
Well,
This is the worst Florida team I've ever seen. What does Georgia Southern have to do with anything?
there was that 4-8 team they had, and the most memorable moment was when that player in the loss to Georgia State, you
Oh,
could see he crapped his
I
pants.
no, I'm talking about no Florida. This is the worst Florida team. I don't care what anyone says. You can debate it, buddy. When was our worst Florida team?
2014 Muschamps last year. I'd say that was the worst, and we
No,
still lost to
no.
them.
This team is already out of a bowl. They can't even make a bowl. Like they've been eliminated from a freaking bowl game. This Florida team is pathetic. They're terrible. They're bad. Like that Muschamp, that last like Muschamp year or whatever. Yeah. No, this is the worst Florida team of my life that I've ever seen. That is so dysfunctional on offense and so dysfunctional as a team. This is by far the worst team I've ever seen at Florida in my 37 years of living. I've never seen a team this dysfunctional in Gainesville in my entire life. So we have a game in Gainesville, 7:30 p.m. Does that make you mad that it's at 7:30 p.m. and we can't get a primetime game at night ever? It seems like besides Oklahoma.
They gave this game the number one time slot in
Yes.
on the entire weekend. They gave it
Uh-huh.
they gave it the prime ABC da 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 like every bells and whistle, like we're gonna have a freaking sky cam for this game. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous. It's ridiculous, man. What have we done? What have we done to the universe to get this type of treatment from the college football public? It makes you sick, but it's what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, okay. I'll say though, if you're gonna bitch and moan about the time slot, and if we lose, that cannot be the excuse. You can't be like, we lost to Florida. It was a night, huh? Huh? It was a night. You know, you can't expect us to beat Florida at night. What does it? Shut up. The time of day really doesn't have that much of a factor here. Let's not put that crap out there, even though I'm totally terrified about it in my heart of hearts.
Blake Gardner says, "Don't worry, Rainey. The defense will make Lagway look like Manziel." I'm not going to deny that. I'm not going to say no, but I do. Now that Boo Carter is gone, I think the defense will play different. I want you to. I'm really curious to observe this game just for that factor alone. Now that Boo Carter is gone, and this team doesn't have to worry about that crap in the locker room anymore. Of having to worry if he's going to play, he's not going to play, he's going to take my spot. Do I need to go in for him? Like when you have people on your defense that like to play with each other, it's a whole different ballgame.
Yep.
And I'm not, like you said earlier, Austin, I'm not giving Tim Banks a pass for the season because the defense has been absolutely atrocious.
Don't give
But
them a
you
pass
do
because they can't
you
defend it.
yeah. but you do have to give him but you do have to give him some leeway in that situation with Boo Carter because he had to work with that whole like situation. And that's not a fun situation. Like it's not at all. But this defense is just, let's call it like it is, not good. We have some really good players on the defense as well. And we'll see. Well, Tennessee does have that game every year where they tend to just everything clicks. We'll see. I'm not going to sit here and say we're going to go in the swamp and win because I've seen it one time since being a real fan of Tennessee. One time. And I became a fan in '96. And they've done it, what, since 2003? Once? 2003?
Uh, I mean,
Was,
01, 03 are the last two times we won it.
yeah. So like it hasn't been. I was younger then, but like when we got to the '03 part, I was hitting high school era of my fandom. I was a fan as a kid, but didn't pay much attention. But once I got to high school in like '03 or '04 or '05 or '06, that's when I really started to pay attention. And that's the last time I really remember us ever doing anything in the swamp. So 7:30 night game, it does scare me. I'm
I
not
ain't
gonna
never,
lie,
I ain't never seen
but
that shit.
uh,
I just the swamp. Only one, I guess, two times it felt like it was possible. The 2015, um, yeah, putting the spy on, for Will Greer and
after you've
hit him
blitzed
down the
all
sideline.
game, after you blitzed all game and sacked him about 500 times, it felt like, and you just let him
Yeah.
sit back there and just mosey around and like, oh, I'm going to pick the first guy that's wide open. And he had all day to do it.
Do you
But
remember the clock running on our last drive when Ethan Wolf caught a first down and
yes,
we
I
were
do.
running to
Hmm.
spike the ball and the clock kept running and that
Hmm. I
I
do.
feel like that never got addressed. And Aaron Medley, he was close. He had the leg on it, but it was far right. Just just it's just a hard series, man. It's
Like
it.
I don't get it. But but you have to go down there and you have to beat their ass. Like and let's talk about this right now. Let's just get on the subject. Is this a must win for this fan base? Because I'm going to say it right now, and this is the just going to be the honest truth. And people, even the ones that are the biggest defenders of all time, you're going to lie if you say this is not true. you have got to go down and beat them in Gainesville, because if you don't, this fan base, it's gonna not. It's not well. It's not well. You have the worst Florida team practically of all time. You have a Tennessee team that has a pulse, that has a functioning coach, that has a functioning offense. Not a great defense, but an offense that can put points up on anyone in the country when they want to. But if you go down there and you lose, you better win. Is all I'm saying. You better win, or it's going to be not fun.
Sorry, I just thought of a mean joke. It's like over under how many under 45-yard field goals does Max Gilbert miss? So, um, um, but yes, I completely agree. You have to go into the swamp. You have to win this one. This one is not an. It's not a question. If you lose this game, it ranks upon bad losses up there in my fandom with 2011 Tennessee Kentucky. It would rank up in there. Like this is not an optional game. You got to win it, man. I know you're not in playoff contention anymore, but who the hell cares at this point? You got to win this damn game. Yeah, I understand that last year you I kind of feel about this game how I felt about the Vandy game last year. Like you couldn't lose that to that Vandy team with what was on the line, and it's a different situation obviously, but it's more or less because of the rival, because of the situation. I wonder how the crowd is for that game for Florida.
Oh, it's going to be packed.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's a rival. It's going to be packed. It's at 7:30. People are going to be drinking all day. That place is going to be insane. And last time we went down there to Swamp, this team and Josh Heupel looked like they didn't even know what the hell they were there for. And so that kind of worries me a little bit. But again, you go down there and you take care of damn business. You go down there and you look like the better team. Just go do it. For the love of God, just go down there and look like you're better than them, because you are. You are way better than them. And if you lose this game, it is going, this fan base is going to have a heart attack. I'm just telling you right now. And Chris comments and says, I agree, Randy. Doubts will arise in our direction as a team. He says, but what if Vandy comes in and takes care of business with a win? Like, you have to win this game. You have to win this game because you have Vandy coming in next as a home game. That is your
It
next. Like, you have to win this game. And it's sad that we're saying you have to win, but as a fan, we're both fans, Austin. Every one of these comments that have rolled in tonight, they're all fans. You
yeah,
have to win.
you got to
Like,
win
it's
this
a
one.
must.
This feels like an ultimate well, we didn't look that good, but we won kind of game, doesn't it?
Yeah.
This feels like a 34 to 31 win where we were up by a lot and then we almost let it slip away. This feels like that kind of game.
I don't know.
I hope I'm right. I hope I'm right. I just want to win. You can win it however you want. Honestly, just win this freaking game.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't
it,
care how you win.
I if you want to compare which one is a more of a must win, this one or Vandy, what would you say?
Florida, you've got to beat this shitty Florida team. This team, Vandy's good. Like, they're a good, solid, sound football team. This Florida team, they suck ass. They are pure ass. They are bad. They are so just not on the same page. None of them. It's a bad team. It's a bad football team. The record will say it all. It's what I think it was. Uh, who was it? It was a coach. I can't remember the coach's name. He was a coach for the Cowboys. I don't know why my mind is blank,
Jimmy
but he
Johnson?
says, no. Bill Parcells, I think, said this. You are what your record says you are, and that's it. And so, like, all these excuses, like, oh, this could have happened, that could have happened, this could have happened, we could be here, we could be there. You are what you are. Your record says what you are, and I believe that, fully believe that, because it is what it is.
Oh, I do not believe that at all.
Well, then you're why? Why?
Because this is college
How?
football. There's I don't think we're like there are definitely better teams with worse record than ours. I'll say that. Um, it's college football. In the NFL, that's absolutely true. But no, you are not like I mean, hell, this is what are you gonna tell me like a 12-0 team in the Sun Belt is better than a 5-loss team in the SEC? College football is not an even playing field sport, so I don't agree with that logic. But I will say
You're way
you're better.
overthinking this. You're way overthinking
No,
this.
I'm not. I don't
Yes,
think
you are.
dude, this
Yes,
is a
you
sport
are.
where half the teams don't even play each other.
When you're in
in
your
the SEC.
dude, stop overthinking this. Stop. You
No.
play in your conference. The SEC.
No.
You are what you are in the SEC.
No.
You are what you are in the
Florida
Sun
had an insanely harder schedule than us. Like their records do not exactly reflect these teams in perfect comparison. I will not agree with that at all. That is bullshit.
So our record is not what we say we are.
Tell
me that.
Mean, I just don't agree.
We should have done this. We should have done that. We did it. That's our record.
Florida might have a similar record to us with our schedule.
No, they wouldn't. They suck. They're terrible.
They wouldn't. I mean,
they're bad.
They did get their ass whooped by Kentucky. So
they're bad, dude. We beat the hell out of them.
Again, they beat Texas
and
almost beat gave Georgia a fright. I don't know. It's weird. This sport's just very. Who else have they beaten? Who did they beat? They beat Texas and they beat. They beat.
Dude, Texas is bad. Arch Manning looks like crap. Like it's just you are what you are. Like your record says what you are. Like
no,
you are so dumb. I'm sorry. Like you.
No, it's dumb. That's dumb. No, the college football committee will tell you right to your face. No, that's definitely not true.
Yeah, because Texas
schedule is a big ass.
And the college committee had
judging
Texas as a top 10 team just this coming week. You agree with that, bud?
You agree with that? State.
You agree with Texas as a top 10 team this past weekend? A top 10 team?
No, I didn't say I agree with that, but I don't agree with you.
Well, I'm going based on what you just said.
I don't agree with you are okay. If I played Alabama, Texas, Texas A&M, and Florida, and I don't know, I played a really really tough 5-week stretch, and then there's this team who played 4 non-conference games, and then Kentucky. Are we going to say those two teams are? Oh, they are what their record says they are. Bullshit. No, they weren't. They played fucking no one. They didn't leave home the whole time. This team went through a fucking gauntlet. Those are two different situations. So I just do not agree with the whole premise of you are what your record says you are.
Okay, so we had
the NFL. I agree. In the NFL, I agree.
Okay, so we had the easiest schedule we ever had in our freaking life, dude.
Yes.
The easiest. Okay, so what are we? Are we good? Or are we bad? Is this hard to understand?
The middle.
So we are what we are.
We're better than the bad teams, I think.
So we are what we are. Our record says what we are.
Sort of, kind of.
With the easiest schedule we've had in 20 years.
You trade out Syracuse with like a harder opponent, you might lose that one.
We're not in the same division as Syracuse. This is not hard to understand.
Yeah, but that's your power out of conference opponent that everyone has.
We are not.
It's very easy to compare.
Conference as them.
I'm really.
We know you overthink like.
No,
out of this world overthink.
Dude, you asked me, do I agree with that premise? I just don't fucking agree with it. I think it's absolutely not. I don't agree with it at all.
You don't agree that your record is what you are.
No, if we had the same record as freaking Florida, I'd absolutely say Florida's better than us because Florida, like if Florida and Tennessee had the same exact record, I would not feel the same about those teams. Would you agree with that? Because they had a much harder road to 7-3 7-3 than we did, but obviously they don't. And if we had the same record as Florida, holy crap, we're bad. So that's my whole thing there. I just don't agree with that in this sport at the moment. I will agree with it more in the future because of the extra game in conference and the changing out of opponents. They'll be pretty even. I know, but you keep hammering me like, why do you think that? And I have to explain it more and more. I mean, it's pretty simple though. Overall, no, I don't agree with you. You are what your record says you are. No, I don't. There are 3 lost teams that are probably better than some undefeated teams. I don't agree with that.
In different conferences, I agree, but you just don't. You just can't understand that part. I don't understand.
I agree with there are 4 lost teams probably better than us in the SEC.
All right, so let's look around the state of college football, and the AP. I'm so sick of Are you getting tired of the freaking AP poll every single week? Let's talk about this game real quick. Let's talk about our opponent.
It doesn't matter.
Let's talk about Oklahoma and Alabama. Alabama lost to Oklahoma. Do you see Alabama lose another game this year? They're number 4 coming into this game against Oklahoma, which was number 11. Do you think Oklahoma will shoot up the rankings now? And is Oklahoma one of the better teams in the country? Like a top 5?
I don't really know how, but I guess they are. I mean, in this sport is honestly perfectly made for a team like Oklahoma. It's like we're not bad on offense, but we're really good on defense. And who the hell knows what we're gonna do? It's really like truly, you turn on an Oklahoma football game, you do not know what you're gonna see. And I love that. And it feels like they're getting the better end of the draw every time. And honestly, I will say among things in college football in 2025, the Oklahoma defense kicking ass and forcing turnovers is actually one of the more consistent things we got in this game, and got to give them props there. That's a damn good defense, and it's got them back-to-back wins. Defense got them back-to-back wins over top, playoff contending teams on the road. So that's insanely impressive to me.
Who's the best team in the country right now? I've got my answer.
I know Ohio State.
Shit, you're right. But I'm going to go Notre Dame.
Notre
Dame. Okay. We sat here on this show like a month ago, maybe, and I said no one's talking about Notre Dame. And usually everyone talks about Notre Dame and won't shut up about Notre Dame. But Notre Dame actually looks like one of the best football teams in the country. Like it's Marcus Freeman is a damn good coach. They got to the national title game last year. They got beat up pretty good in the first half, but then made a surge of coming back and making it a game against Ohio State. I think Notre Dame, just their offensive and defensive line is, I think they're the best team in the country. I do.
They very well might be. I would not put them out of the national championship contention. It'll be, I'd say they're definitely one of the 4 best teams in the country by far.
Yeah.
But we were talking about Alabama. We were talking about Alabama for a second.
Go ahead.
And you mentioned, do you think they'll lose another game? Well, their final game is they play Eastern Illinois next week, but their final real game is at Auburn. Auburn is almost the best team in the country if you really think about it. If you want to talk about things that almost happened, they're almost undefeated. Just
their record says what they are, though.
Just like 5. Nope. I don't think so. I don't agree with you there. I don't think that record defines the team.
What's their record? What's their record?
I don't even know, but it's pretty damn bad. But I think
they're pretty bad. They're a pretty bad football team. Yeah, I agree.
No, I don't think they're of the ilk of I like. Hell, it's weird. You told me
they would have won if they were good.
If you told me Alabama's going to Kentucky for the last game of the year, I'd say there's absolutely no shot in hell Kentucky wins that. But
I could probably I honestly could probably sit a 5-year-old in front of a television and they can watch a game like, that team not good. That team is bad. Like I could literally set a 5-year-old in front of a TV and they could tell you the most simplistic thing. Auburn's not a good football team. Their record says they're not good. No, they're not. Are you high?
They're not good. I'm not saying they're good, but they have that ability. They could beat anyone sometimes.
But they don't, because they're not good.
No, they choke. They choke like crazy.
They choke. That means they're not good.
Them in South Carolina are the ultimate, one different play you win, but you didn't. Obviously, you don't see an argument there of
no, I can literally just watch and make it so simplistic.
Okay, here's the thing. You put an elite team against them, they can lose. Or that elite team could actually lose to Auburn.
Has any elite team lost to Auburn all season?
Nope, but it can happen.
Exactly. So stop.
Florida State beat Alabama.
That's cool.
Tell me.
That's cool.
I'm talking about
that was week 1.
Oh, you
Yeah. All right. So real quick, Michael comments and says, "How about Shane Beamer on the hot seat?" After that, did that was we were at the tailgate. Me and you were at the tailgate, and we were watching that game. I looked up and I said, "Final score 31-30. Texas A&M is going to come back and win this game." That was at halftime, and this guy that was sitting right next to us, he's like, "I'm putting a bet on that right now." I was like, "Go ahead," because that's what's going to happen. And he turned to me as we were walking out, and he goes, "I just won a lot of money." I was like, "Yes." But Shane Beamer,
Have you seen
dude,
the
what a
stat?
clown! What a clown!
Have you seen the stat that's been going around since 2004? SEC teams down 27 or more at halftime are 0 and 286 all time.
Yeah.
There's no one. Well, there is a one now because old Shane Beamer just pissed down his leg. Like he took a 7-Eleven big gulp, probably ate
Mhm.
the ice, maybe refilled it and had another drink himself. And then that boy pissed down his leg
Yeah, I did.
in College Station, man. That is some wow. You know what's crazy is even like going into the third quarter, it was almost the comeback was almost complete. It wasn't even like that long. You had to wait for it to happen.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
And I mean, hell, it felt like A&M was just like setting them up the whole game. Like, man, we're gonna look dumb as hell for the first half right here. Well, I mean, I'm throw pick after pick. They even had possessions where they didn't turn over, where they almost turned it over a bunch.
Right.
It felt like a drunk toddler the whole first half, and then it was like slapped themselves in the locker room. All right, let's go kick the living hell out of these guys.
What was even
And that's
funnier is
exactly what they did.
are you talking about drunk Tyler? You talking about when he was like in the he said going to the locker room, just like pumping up the crowd and just like going crazy, like we got this, we own this. But his interview before, I'm pretty. Someone's got to check me on this, but I'm pretty sure the interview at the halftime was he was telling the reporter, "Is like, well, we've had this scenario before, blah blah," and then he goes at half. They get absolutely waylaid by A&M, and then Reed, Texas A&M's quarterback, tweeted. Did you see what he tweeted after the game?
No,
A&M's quarterback tweeted after the game. He's like, "Sorry about the first half, guys," with an upside down smiley face. I thought it was really funny.
dude.
Sorry about the first half, guys.
I mean,
It was good. It was good.
wow.
It was good.
I
That was the
okay.
worst first half I've ever seen. Like that was bad. Holy crap, he looked terrible.
Legitimately, like, do South Carolina fans have it worse than anyone?
Yeah,
I think that's got to be the worst.
them in
And
Nebraska.
see, though, here's the thing with Nebraska: like, you had the '90s. South Carolina never had nothing.
True,
They never had a damn thing. And
but
the thing about
does that
Nebraska is
make it
like,
worse though?
there's no, I don't know. But the
When
thing
you
about
weren't?
Nebraska is like, it's like, I don't know. Failure is more. I feel like it's more acceptable because there's no talent up there and it's more understandable why it's tough to win. South Carolina, you're sitting in a hotbed of talent year in, year out. This is your bell cow sport, or it should be at least. And you can't, I mean, and this season, they had their hopes higher than they ever were. What were they? They were in everyone's playoff. Everyone had them in the playoff before the year started.
Oh
And
God,
they
just
are
because of Sellers.
I mean, they were good last year though. They went 9-4 and looked really good at the end. Like they finished the year so hot and they really got
Mm-hmm.
people to believe like, okay, okay. Like it kind of felt like how we felt at the end of the 2015 season with Butch,
Right.
Dobbs and everyone. It's like,
Uh huh.
oh, it's going to be accumulation of all that talent we've been building and we're going to make a real run at this thing. And they're 3-7. They lost that game at Alabama that they had in the bag. They lost this one. I mean, it's
They can't
unbelievable.
finish.
And then you share a state with the guy who's crying at the end of beating after he beat Louisville because the Louisville kicker missed like 7 field goals. He was crying. He's like,
Yeah.
"This is no." We always say this is what a championship team looks like, or something like that. I can't remember. Or these guys have the heart of a champion, or something like that. Dabo did after that Louisville game. But man, this is a great sport. This is the greatest sport on earth. This is the most dumb stuff you see every Saturday, and it's so
And
unpredictable.
it was we were talking about it like at the tailgate, I believe, and we were talking about how it's fun to watch this happen to other teams when it's not your team. Like all this craziness and dumb stuff happen. Like that's basically why I tune into the Titans every weekend as a Titans fan. Like not to watch for fun anymore, just to watch the stupidity and dumb stuff that happens. But that brings
Yeah.
me kind of like to this weekend because if Tennessee is going to lose this game, and Moose says this is definitely a must-win game, not even thinking about what Vol Twitter will look like if we lose. The fan base, like Vol Twitter is not the fan base, but like I said earlier, the fan base is going to lie to you if they say that this doesn't piss them off that they like if we lose this game. So like if Tennessee goes into Gainesville and just hits a brick like they've done so many times before for no reason, I don't understand why they do it. They need to go into that damn game and just take care of business. Just go in there and beat their ass. There's no other way around it. Go in there and whip their ass. You are better than them. You've got the cancer off the team. Go in there and steamroll those Gator pieces of crap. Do it.
It's just so easy to say it, you know?
I know. I know, Austin.
Isn't it just so nice to say it? Isn't it just so fun to say we should go in there and beat the hell out of these guys? It shouldn't even be a contest. We're better than you. And then the ball's kicked off, and you see those helmets. You're like, is it hot in here or something? Why is it this way for everyone else? Or it's not this way for anyone else besides us.
Nobody else.
It's just
No
us.
one.
It's just you okay there, bud? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just passing out from freaking hyperventilating.
Dude,
Like, you only got a brown paper bag so I can breathe into. It's such a. I hate this game so much. Can we just stop this? I don't want to. I don't want to say I'm scared to play them. I don't want to say that, but I'm like, I just think something in the universe has this game always as a loss. You know, it's just like I like on paper, I am not scared of this. This is nothing to fear. This is nothing
You
to
shouldn't
fear.
be.
This is a dumb program. This is a dumb program. Florida is. Scott Strickland's a terrible athletic director outside of Todd Golden. He's a terrible athletic director. He doesn't hire good football coaches. They're a mess of a school. NIL, they got all screwed up. They find a way to shit away at games they should win. This is not a program that should ever be feared by you. But for some reason, the football gods, that's all I could say, the football gods or whatever, have just decided that this is hell for you. This is your own little personal hell. It's called the swamp. No one else fears it this much besides you. And it's just time after time after time. Bad Florida teams beat good Tennessee teams. I don't know why, but it just seems to happen time and time again. And it's always in ways that are just so unbelievable.
You are 100% correct. Michael Matthews comments again. Michael, you've had some good comments, so we're going to keep reading them. I'll get to some more comments here in a little bit. But Michael Matthews says, here's the problem. Heupel seems to get these big leads in important games to me, and he seems to let off the gas pedal instead of putting them out of their own misery. You know, I agree with that. We did it against Georgia. We kind of let off the gas because Georgia could not stop our hurry up. It was they had massive problems with it. They could not stop it, and it's Michael. You're right because we don't have that killer instinct. It seems like, and we have a quarterback in Joey Aguilar who started off the year with that killer instinct. You're like, oh, it's going to be fun, but then you kind of look back at the previous year with Nico Iamaleava. It's kind of started off that way too, and then he digressed. And so I'm gonna agree with you, Michael. Like you got to put your foot on the freaking pedal and stop doing conservative stuff. Like you're not gonna make the playoffs, so just beat the hell out of everyone. Like you have nothing like you have two important games, Florida and Vandy. You need to beat the absolute piss out of both of them because you can. Vandy does not have a defense. Vandy's defense is freaking atrocious. So you can outscore them if you want to. Keyword, if you want to. So we need to go down, go ahead.
This is the weirdest team I've ever seen in my life.
It's frustrating.
There are moments where this team looks damn near unbeatable. This is a team like this offense can look like legitimately one of my all-time favorite offenses, and then it seems like they're just running into a wall the next minute. And well, the D lines had good games, and the linebackers have had good games.
That's what made you mad about the Oklahoma game, though. Is the defense played good? They played fine. They weren't the reason we lost. The offense shit their pants. So just have a game.
What's crazy is they did a lot of good, but it ended up resulting in nothing.
Yes. Jason Dyer says over under DJ Lagway 450 passing yards against our secondary. That's a lot of passing yards. Over under 450.
Well, I'll say total yards for DJ Lagway. What did I just say? Total yards rushing in, passing for DJ will be in the close to the 500 range. But I don't care. Just gotta win this game. Let's stop pissing our pants about crap like this.
Agreed.
I'm just win the game, and if you don't, consequences. I feel like you're gonna. It's gonna be a big black eye.
It's not gonna be good
to your resume, to this fan base. Like, it's gonna be kind of a. I don't know. It sucks because, truth be told, there's not a lot to play for in this year, but it can feel sort of like a turning point moment. Like you went out. You got some goodwill with the fan base, but it's not nearly the goodwill you would have had with a playoff appearance. You agree there?
Yes, I do, but I will disagree that you don't have anything else to play for. You do. You do have a lot to play for. You have a shot to, and this, you have a shot to beat Florida in Gainesville since 2003. You have a shot to ruin. I don't care anybody says it's Vanderbilt. You have a shot to ruin their life. That'll be fun. I mean, it's already. They're probably not going to make it. Especially after what happened this past weekend in football. But you have a chance to ruin people's day, and I will take that because what you kind of mentioned, Austin, you kind of formed a little plot there of this could be better, recruiting wise. It's okay, recruits see that all this stuff happened. This is what happened. We didn't have our key players; they got injured. We had a mess of a beginning season, but look what we did. We finished out strong. Finishing out strong is a big deal. It is a big deal for a future of a program. And so that's why Josh Heupel and this football team cannot lose this game in Gainesville. You cannot lose this game. You cannot lose this game. It is a must win like anything I've ever seen. You have got to win this game against this shitty Florida team. They are terrible. If you don't beat them, it's going to be.
I agree. Okay. Since Heupel, okay, will you agree that when the defense plays like crap, we don't typically blame Heupel as much? Would you agree with that?
Oh, 100%.
Okay, so what if you lose this game 48-45? Do you feel any different?
I don't feel different with my mindset of what needs to happen in the offseason if that happens.
Yeah.
But I also think that you can see the frustration from Heupel starting to mount up now. He's getting angry. And I think it stems from how we started this podcast. It stems from one man, Boo Carter. You can tell in that last interview, he's like, dude, I am so tired of this. I'm exhausted by this. And that affects you.
This
That will
season's been a
affect
lot
you.
to him.
It
This
has.
season altogether has been a lot on him,
It
and
has.
I really got to I got to sympathize with him a little bit. I mean, it's his program; he's getting paid the big bucks. But you know, the whole Nico situation in April, the scrambling to find a quarterback, it working out, losing to Georgia the way you did, having a bit of a case situation at kicker,
Mm-hmm.
it just losing to the school you played for,
Yeah.
having just a lot of distractions all around. It's been a it's not been fun, but it could have been fun. This
Yeah.
could have been a lot better. I man, it sucks to
It's
just look
it's
back
it's
on, but
frustrating.
that Georgia game still hurts a lot, and I feel like
Frustrating.
I still feel that loss. You know, do you still feel that loss? Like I
Oh,
think
every
about that.
day.
I think about the
I
loss every day.
I think I wouldn't say like I said every day, but not every day, but like the trajectory of the season, it could have been different. Like if you beat Georgia, this fan base. Okay, so if you're sitting here right now with 2 losses, it's a whole different vibe.
And you never got Kirby. You've never gotten Kirby yet, and you had him dead to rights. You
Yes,
had him laying on.
and now Georgia,
If you're Dexter, you got him laying on the kill table,
yeah,
and you let
and
him slip out somehow.
and what sucks even more, Austin, is like Georgia starting to look like that team.
Yeah, Georgia like was a drunk bumbling mess at the early like the first 6 games of the year, and they somehow just found a way to limp through all these games, Auburn, Tennessee, Florida,
Yep.
to be like, oh, we figured out who we are now, and now we're gonna kick
Mhm.
everyone's ass. Yada yada yada. I hate the sport.
Yeah.
Why does this? I get like a vibe of like, man, I don't think this sport's for me. They seem to hate me personally. I
I
don't know why. It just time and
I
time again,
think
even when we're good, it's like,
no, I
I'm just
think
gonna cut you here, cut you there.
I think what I'm gonna close with this, and then we're gonna give our final prediction and scores for Saturday night at 7:30 p.m. at the Swamp. I completely forgot what I was gonna say.
Well,
I just
before I say this,
no, okay. So here, okay, I got it. So I think what makes the fan base right now so irritated and so mad as fans is because of the last 20 years, 15 years before Hypo got here, of they're so exhausted, they're so tired, and then you finally get the easiest schedule you've ever had, and you just everything goes wrong. Not I'm overreacting right now. Not everything has not gone wrong. You just expected more from what you got this season. And then you look at next season and you have the hardest schedule in the history of mankind. And it's just, whoa, it could be worse next season with that schedule. It's so brutal, so horrible. It's that is where people can say what they want about the anger from
well,
what?
or you know what you are, what your record says you are, right?
Yeah, yeah. So if you're good, you're going to beat them
But the one's strength of schedule matter.
because you have a gauntlet next year.
Oh, well, it's the same though. If you same
No, it's
record,
not. If you have the better team, if you have a Georgia roster, you're not worried about it, bro. You don't understand this shit. Do you not understand?
yeah, but like
You
you
don't.
should judge this
Clearly,
team the same way you judge the
you are
next year's
what you
team.
are. You are what you are.
But
I'm sorry.
but why would you fear a schedule more than you did this one?
I literally just said this is the easiest schedule of all time. And
Yeah.
look at
It's
our
almost
record.
like our.
You are what you are. Like
It's
you are
almost like
not
who you play matters.
the defense, bro. We literally could have gone undefeated with our not undefeated. We could have literally had a really good record, but you didn't because you are what you are. You had these problems. You had this problem. You had that problem. Good teams don't do the shit we're doing right now. I'm sorry to hate to
And
break the news
what would
to you,
this
bro.
what would the record this team would have if they had next year's schedule? Probably worse. Just gonna put that out there. But those teams would be viewed the same or like worse because you had a worse record. That's where I'm disagreeing with
If
you.
you have a legit roster, a legit everything, you're not worried about the damn schedule. You're not. You're not. Was Alabama worried about this year? Probably not. Was Georgia worried about their schedule? No. Put anyone in front of us. We don't care. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, do you understand what I'm saying?
No.
Then you need to go to freaking therapy. Because
My thing is, you aren't what your record says you are. I disagree with that premise because there are teams with insanely hard schedules and there's teams with easier schedules in this conference, and you can't view those teams as equal if they have the same record or if they
so
okay. I there are four
So Ohio State and Georgia has their schedule. What are you saying?
I think Georgia had a much tougher schedule than
That's not the question. Answer my damn question.
what's that?
Do you just Georgia or Ohio State or Indiana, any top team in the country has our schedule? What's their record?
Undefeated.
Thank you. Thanks for proving my point. You are what you are. You are what you are.
Okay, but if you have a team,
we are not that.
You have a team that played an insanely hard schedule and they lost 5 games, and then you got a team like us that has had this schedule and lost 3 games. Would you say those teams I view those teams as equals?
God, you literally just said that they would go undefeated, and we're sitting here with 3 losses. So thanks for proving my point.
Yeah, but if we went undefeated, I still am not convinced we're the best team in the country or on the level of those teams. I don't know.
But we have it because we are what we are. Thank you. Final score.
We're worse than this.
What are we doing here? What you got? 7:30 p.m.
34-31 Tennessee.
Oh.
We win when we score 34 points, apparently. Yeah.
Florida 35, Tennessee 20. That's what I got.
That'll be
We are a favorite. But I'm going 35-20 Florida because
sure don't feel like it.
prove it to me. 35-20. Don't shit down your leg. Come out hot. Be good. Don't do dumb shit. Play like you're capable of. And beat them. But until you do that, I'm going to go Florida 35-20. Because we can barely move the ball against New Mexico State University. So.
Man, we're holding back so much.
Oh, really? Screw you, idiot. We're being vanilla against a bad team. That's so dumb. Anyway, good podcast, Austin. Thanks for all the comments, guys. That was a lot of comments. That was a lot of fun. Me and our Austin actually don't. Actually, I do hate Austin. Screw you, Austin. I can't stand you. But it's a fun podcast. We'll do
That's
it
a fun
again.
podcast.
Yeah.
You are what your comment says you are.
Yeah.
That's shit.
We got a lot of comments, so we're good, right? I guess. I don't know. No comments about teams. All right. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. We'll do it again next week. We'll do a segment this week. I'll do a segment, and we will do a midweek podcast of segments. But thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all the comments. It was a blast. I love arguing with your dumbass.
Anyways, this doesn't fly with you.
But good night. Go Vols. God bless. Peace out, my friends.